Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through a long-standing bugbear of mine, which is the ability to keep the ski on a trickle charger while also keeping the cover on it to protect it from the elements in your home workshop. If this is something that you share my frustration with, stay tuned. Another tough day in the office, eh? Check this out. Smile. Look that up. Yeah, fuck you, woo! Go home, buddy. Get out, my friend. 2, 3, 4. Woohoo! Hi guys, so welcome back. So what I was saying before, we want to keep the ski on the trickle charger when we're not using it, but given that we have to take the seats off and all of that to use the old alligator clips, it's not really practical in a workshop environment, because obviously to get the seats off you've got to have the cover off, and then if the cover's off then you're exposed to, you know, like dust and filings and every other bit of good gear that happens in a home workshop, which of course we don't want. So the idea is that instead of using the alligator clips, we switch to using an Anderson plug. Put an Anderson plug in the bin in here, have that wired full time to the battery. Then when we come home we want to use the trickle charger, where we just unzip the lid of the cover, pop the top, plug our Anderson plug in, close the lid again, everything's mostly covered. I mean, obviously some dust and stuff is still going to get in there, but it's a lot better than where we are currently, where pretty much all the shit from the workshop ends up on the ski. So anyway, let's get into it. Theory is that we don't want to have to take all of this out. So we're going to take the covers off, find out where we start into the actual side of the ski, drill a pilot hole through there, see what's inside. So all going well, we won't hit anything. I don't think we will. We'll take the seats off and have a good look down there and make sure everything's kosher and just go for it. Anyway, stay tuned. Right, so tools we're going to need for the job is obviously a flush mount Anderson plug. I've got one that's got a cover on it to stop any excess water getting through. Inline fuse, battery terminals, T20 and T30 star fitting, whatever that's called, a light so you can see what you're doing, some wire, some heat shrink, some scissors for the heat shrink, a panel clip remover, spanner, screwdrivers, craft knife, 10mm socket if your battery terminals are a bit stiff, soldering iron, multi-tool for cutting the hole, wire strippers, electrical tape and solder to join everything together, and marking pens and a ruler. So with all that, we're good to go. Get into it, eh? First of all, we need to take this cover off. I'll do it from this side so that you can see what's going on, or mostly anyway. And then these covers come off with your little tabs here that you wiggle off. Then this cover will just sort of comes up and then out, like so. So we can see here this is an anchor point on the inside, and that's where it's I guess the end of the bin, or the deep part of the bin, starts there. So in about here we'll be fine. So in between the start of the deep part of the bin and probably closer to the anchor point, which is here, is where we want our hole on the other side. So we want to put that in about there. We're going to come down in here, and just up in the side of there is where we're going to position, well, that's where the wires are going to come through, down and bolt firmly to our non-standard battery here. If you want to know more about the non-standard battery, check out GC Fishing. Right, now obviously the probably the right way of doing this would be to take this bin out and make sure there's nothing behind here that we're going to damage, but I did try that and it's quite the pain in the ass, so we're not going to do that. So maybe I should rename the channel Cowboys R Us, but we're going to drill a hole through here. I'm going to start out with a 6mm hole because I have a 6mm grommet that I can shove in the hole if it does turn out that I've screwed up. So, drill the right way. And we're through. Doesn't feel like we've hit anything, which is fabulous. 40mm by 20mm, nice and easy. 40mm from that is that. Down 20mm is roughly to start with. So I'm going to drill the other corners. Right, we didn't hit anything, so that's good news. Sorry, Maeve. Right, ow, let's tidy the hole up a bit. See how we go for fit. Right, that looks like that will work. Obviously make sure that whatever wire you're using is up to the task, otherwise you will make a fire. So, strip the wires. If you aren't fortunate enough to have a pool table at your house, I strongly recommend getting one because they make excellent work surfaces when you're doing things like this. I'm sure my wife would love to hear that. Anyway, make sure the orientation of these, the connections for the Anderson plugs are in the same way, because I'm trying to twist them around later after you've crimped them is a right pain in the backside. Right, they're in. Now, you always need to make sure you get these connectors are out the right way, otherwise they're a right pain in the backside to get off. So, that way in, and push it home. Locked and loaded, same deal for you. That way. Locked and loaded. So yeah, now we're going to come back up with a heat shrink and just go over that, just to make sure everything stays where we want it to be. Whenever I'm using heat shrink, I invariably use double-walled glued. Doesn't really matter in this case, but generally speaking, it's better for waterproof connections, water-resistant connections. Should be able to get this one and plug it in like so, and that's essentially what we're going to do, but that's going to be inside the hold. You only probably need what's that, a bit over a meter of cable to reach the battery, but I think you're probably better off to allow a little bit extra, because it'll certainly make it a bit easier to fish it through the ski anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Fingers crossed, eh? That's enough. Right, again, some heat shrink to keep everything together after the fact. Keep the strip part fairly short. Yeah, we might use a little bit of smaller heat shrink as well, just to keep everything nice and tidy. Even colour code it, otherwise some numpty like me might get confused and attached to the wrong terminal, and then we will have all sorts of troubles. Almost forgot our inline fuse holder. It's important to put on the wires into the battery just in case, I guess, water gets in here and it shorts. I don't know, it's just a better idea to use it than not use it, so we'll use it. So we want to split that wire a bit. Put our fuse inline fuse holder in there. I'm not the world's best solderer, so don't judge me. Get right up over actually, up to there, because there's still plenty of room for us to get positive and negative. So. Wire in the hole. Our screws in. Alright, cap on. Amp fuse, chuck it in there, close them up. Right, as you can see, the cover's still on. Open up this part, get the aerial out, flip our lid, plug him in, turn him on, close our lid. One thing I will say, you're supposed to vent your battery when you're charging it, so I think what the best practice is to do, although you've got the seats on, is not to clip them in properly so that there's still air able to circulate through and things don't go bang. Otherwise, job done. I'm pretty happy with that. Worst case scenario, if there's still some dust around, just chuck a towel over there. Should be good. So anyway, as normal, if you got some value out of the video, please hit subscribe, give us a like. As things come to me, there's more and more videos come along. Thanks again for watching. Cheers.